What's going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at some cards that I am sending to SGC. So if you guys are not aware, I've mentioned it in a few videos on SGC reveals and SGC previews. SGC is currently my favorite grading company in the game. Never thought I'd be saying that about a year ago, but they are just killing it right now. Their rates are about $30 per card, and then their turnaround times here recently have been about a month to a month and a half. The most recent submission I just got back was a month and a week with shipping to and from. So in my opinion, you just absolutely cannot beat it. And SGC is a company where you can send cards to, and if you do get 9, 5s, and 10s, it is going to increase the value. So again, they're just killing it right now. I'm a very, very big fan of what they are doing. And I actually do run a group submission if you were not aware. If you want to head over to 502frank.com and click on SGC info, that should have all the information you need if you do want to send some cards in to be graded by SGC. And I do have an upcoming due date, which is on October 1st. So yeah, that's what this one's going to be. We're going to take a look at some cards that I am sending. People seem to like it when I did this video. It's probably been about 2 months ago or so now. People seem to like, to get some ideas of what I'm sending and kind of the reasoning behind it. I kind of, in that previous video, I mentioned anything under, like the $400 or $500 mark, I would send to SGC, and anything super, super high end, probably pay up and pay that premium to send a PSA. Because again, if you send a PSA and you do get a PSA 10, it's definitely going to command a premium over an SGC 10. So in my opinion, I think, honestly, I haven't really sent anything. I know I said in that video, anything under like the $400 to $500 range, send to SGC. But honestly, I'm typically sending cards under the $200 mark, because if you do send cards, especially like some of the soccer cards, I've kind of talked about this before too. You get these refractors of Pedri or Kamavinga or whoever it is. They're probably $30 to $50 on eBay or wherever you're getting your cards from. You pay $30 to have them graded, so you're in the cards somewhere between $60 to $80. If it does come back a 10, which again, if you're sending SGC, you really, really do need to get 10s. But if it does come back a 10, you're looking at 150 plus. So that's kind of my sweet spot. That's what I'm looking to do, is send cards, below like the $100, $200 mark that are in really, really good condition, and then hope that they do get 10s, and it will significantly increase the value. So we're gonna take a look here in a minute at what cards I am sending. But before we do get into this preview, I want to take a quick minute and thank today's sponsor. So thanks again to Otis for sponsoring today's video. Otis is an investment platform for cultural assets where almost anyone can buy and sell shares of rare collectibles, sneakers, and art. So why should you invest in collectibles? Well, not only is it pretty cool to say you own a piece of a rare LeBron James rookie card or even a crypto punk, these items are also investments that can appreciate in value over time. Take, for example, sports cards, where the PWCC 100, which is an index for top sports cards, has outperformed the stock market since 2008. So, how does it work? Well, you can download the Otis app for free, and they have over 100 rare collectibles to choose from, including sports cards, memorabilia, graded comics, video games, art, and even sneakers. Plus, they add new assets every week. You can then earn a potential return either by selling your shares to other members on the Otis platform, or if Otis sells one of the underlying assets you invested in for more than the price you paid. Otis covers all the information you need to make a smart investment, from financials to trading stats. They even have an expansive Learn section covering topics such as recent sales, the asset's origin, and macro trends and risk factors. So I just want to mention a couple assets that I am personally interested in, and first up would be a crypto punk. This one is number 534. I just think NFTs are extremely popular right now, and the crypto punks are definitely the blue chip of the NFTs, and I just think as people start to learn more and more about NFTs, these have a very bright future. And the other asset I quickly wanted to mention was a Serena Williams rookie card. This one in particular is a BGS 9.5, so it's a very high grade, and it is numbered out of 100. And I just think Serena Williams will likely go down as the greatest female tennis player of all time. And as you can see there, the current share is $8, and the starting share was $10. So I think this one is at a really good price here. And you know, again, you just can't go wrong with a Serena Williams rookie card. So if you are interested in signing up for Otis, definitely check out the link in the description, and you will get your first share for free when you fund your account. Terms apply. All right, guys, so now we are ready to go ahead and get into the cards that I am sending to SGC. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right in. And the first card up, you guys have actually already seen this card. So when I made the video reviewing HGA and Transparent Grading Team, I did show this card and mention that I was going to send it to SGC because I think this card is in absolutely perfect condition. Could not find anything wrong with it. And I do actually already have a Jamal Musiala pristine 10 from SGC in another card. So I wanted to go ahead and send this one to SGC see if I can't get 2 pristines, which would be really cool because those are very difficult to get. That was the first pristine I had ever gotten, was the other Musiala. And I think it would be really cool to own 2. And again, when I was reviewing the cards, I mean, other than centering, because there are no clearly defined borders on this card, everything else is impeccable. So really hoping I could get 2 pristines. So that'd be very cool. And that's another thing, you know, I don't want to go off on a tangent and talk about, you know, how great SGC is and everything like that. But that is another thing that I really do like, is their grading scale, something that I've talked about before. Because again, they do have those very elite pristine cards where you do get the pristine gold label 10, and then they do have the 10s that are slightly below pristine, but are still very attainable. If you do send in cards in really good shape, the 10s are very attainable, and then they do have 9.5s, 9, and so on and so on. But I really do like their grading scale, as opposed to like HGA, where it is next to impossible to get a 10. Honestly, very hard to get a 9.5, and that's what people want. You know, if you send in cards in really good shape, you know, you should get a 9.5 or a 10. So I really do like the 10s. That 10s are still attainable with SGC. But next up, we are going to send a Bowl Contenders Optic Red Wave, and I only have like 9 or 10 cards here. Honestly, I just don't have a ton of cards right now that are in, you know, perfect condition that I think have a really good shot at a 10 or are grade worthy. So I did my best to come up with a submission. I did send 3 cards in my previous group submission, but I forgot to send the Musiala, and then I wanted to send some more to hopefully get back for some fire packs. So that's what the majority of these cards are going to be, will be cards to use for future fire packs. But this one looked to be pretty good, so we're going to send the Bowl Red Wave, and then we do have a DeAndre Hunter Contenders Optic Lottery ticket. These did come out of that same box. Opened that box not too long ago on the channel. It had been sitting back here on a shelf for a while, and it felt like opening it, and honestly probably should have kept it closed. But we pulled those 2 decent cards, so we're going to go ahead and send those to SGC and see if we can't get some 10s on those. And then next up, we do have a Zion out of Revolution. This is out of the T-Mall box. So as you can see, it says Asia up there. And I did send one of these in my last submission. It was a Cole Anthony, and that one did come back as a 10. And I believe this one came out of the same box as the Cole Anthony. So hopefully this one will also get the 10. So we're going to send a Zion. And then we have a bunch of select cards coming up. Well, not a bunch, because these are actually very hard to find in perfect condition, you know, without print lines or, you know, other surface issues or centering. Very hard to find good quality select cards this year, but I think I did come up with a few. So first up is an RJ Hampton. This is the Select Premier Shimmer. It does come out of the hanger boxes, so high hopes for that one. And then next up, we have an Anthony Edwards Select. Again, the Shimmer. This one is the Concourse. And you know, again, centering was a major issue with Select this year. So I just tried to find cards that were pretty much better than the others. So next up, we do have a Halliburton, again, another Shimmer. And I'm not a huge fan of the color scheme on these. I don't really like the red and gold, but the shimmer is definitely my favorite parallel. I do like this one better than the cracked ice and the flash for sure. Not a big fan of the flash at all, but we do have another Halliburton. So this one, we have the shimmer, and then we have the true silver. So a couple Halliburtons there. And then our final two cards here, I'll go ahead and show both because we are gonna send two LaMelos. Luckily, these did seem to be in pretty good shape. I did pull both of these myself. The cracked ice, I believe this was from the mega box, and then the shimmer was obviously from the hanger boxes. I pulled this one very recently on the channel, but the centering on these looked to be pretty good and couldn't really find any surface issues. So really high hopes for these. If these get 10s and I'm able to throw these in fire packs, I think these will be some really high quality chase cards for the series. So fingers crossed for 10s on those. So that is going to do it. Again, I believe only like a 10 card submission, but I just didn't really have time to put these together for my last group submission. So I had a little bit of time, went through some cards, evaluated them, and was able to come up with these. So I'm going to do a little 10 card personal submission. Hopefully these will be back in about a month and a half, and I'll definitely be sure to show you guys the results on the channel. So that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.